we got a couple of packages. We got this package, and then we got this long one. Of course, you already know what's inside. So, I've been on a quest to buy DeWalt tools, because I have plenty of the sled batteries now, but you always need more toys. So, previous video I had that DeWalt hedge trimmer and pole hedge trimmer. So I was looking to see if you could get an extension for the middle section. And you can. And a particular eBay seller that I bought this from not only sells the OEM extension for the head shears, because when you buy the pole saw, it automatically comes with it. So, since I didn't get the pole saw, it didn't come with the extension. So, you got 12 feet of reach. So, I'm 5'11", and then the tool itself is another 6 feet. So that's your reach. So, I got the OEM extension pole, but the seller also sells extensions to go on top of the extension, because DeWalt don't sell it. But supposedly this guy modified them or something like that, where you can stack them. You can stack these poles one after another if you choose to. So that's what I got. So it'll come in handy every once in a while, in case you don't you need the extra reach, because when you get a little older, you don't really want to be doing a lot of ladder work with hedge trimmers and stuff like that. You want to stay on the ground. So I spent many years working off a ladder, doing the impossible. So it came to a point where I reached the decision in my senior years, because you start making senior decisions in your head, and you're like, I'm not doing that no more. Get the younger generation to do that crap. I'm not doing that no more. It doesn't pay. It's not worth it. Unless you're doing it for your own money. And not getting chump change from the man. But even there, I'm only going to go so far. Nothing worse than trying to trim a 16-foot tree to make it look like a lollipop, and you gotta stretch and reach off a ladder, and it's just not fun. Boy, they wrapped this thing good. It's taking forever. Jesus. There. Unbelievable. So, one end is going to go, and this is, all it is an aluminum tube with a couple of wires going through it. So you got the connections to go from one side of the pole to your, either your tool or another extension. So somehow the guy has, when he sells the stackable version, so I don't know what exactly he modified in there, but you probably could figure it out. Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. I mean, you can only do so much to it. Maybe trimming some plastic or something like that. Little snip, 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 and you're done. So that'll come in handy. And now for the other box of DeWalt Wonder. So, of course, this is the cordless pruner. So, more cool stuff. Look at that. Woohoo! So this is the DeWalt 20 volt. This is the DCPR320B. Your 20 volt pruner. Cordless pruner. Up to 1,100 cuts per charge. And this is tool only, so battery's not included. You supply your own. So I would imagine that 1,100 cuts is depending on how big of a battery you get in there. So I got 6 amp hour batteries and I got 12 amp hour batteries. So I would assume I would get 1,100 cuts with a 12 amp hour battery. And this is part of the 20 volt max, over 250 products that uses the 20 volt battery. So I figured I'd get this tool because there's going to be some occasions I'm going to be definitely using this because I got some shrubs that need to be cut bad. They're overgrown and they need to be chopped for a little rejuvenation trimming. So I can either do it with a chainsaw or I can do it with a pair of pruners. I might do both. So here's the tool, and it's got all the OSHA safety things on it. So you got to flip the little lever to squeeze it, and then you got the trigger. So it'll still not save your finger. So don't stick your finger in there, because it'll have no problem of taking it off. So let's see. Anything special about this thing? Nope. Just the trigger, and then stick the pruner in something and squeeze the trigger. So we got a battery. So we'll stick this battery in there, and then we'll go ahead and squeeze our trigger. Oh, baby. Nice. So let's see. What do we got for specifications? Anything interesting? Blah, blah, blah. Of course, you got to have it in 500 different languages. Blah, blah, blah. Danger, warning, caution, notice. Wow. Okay. Come on, let's get some specifications. Anything interesting? Charging notes. We don't have a charger, so we don't have to worry about that. Wear eye protection. Don't force the appliance. Avoid accidentally starting. Do not overreach. Stay alert. All the good stuff. Batteries and chargers, blah, blah, blah. Batteries and chargers, battery and chargers, battery and chargers. Maintenance. Blade maintenance. Cleaning. Pruning instructions, blah, blah, blah. Do not use blade to cut branches greater than 1.25 inches. To prevent pruner, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So 1.25 inches is the biggest you can cut. So that's not really a big deal, because if anything that's bigger than 1.25 inches, you might as well just use a chainsaw, because it's going to save your tool a lot of stress and wear. So I just happen to have a stick here. So let's see what it does. Oh. I like it. What more is there to show? Just don't stick your finger in there. Or something else. So, that is the show and tell of my little extension pole in my DeWalt pruner. That is awesome. So I will be definitely using this. And it's going to go perfect for some reduction and some rejuvenation pruning. Because it'll have no problem cutting stuff that big. So how big is this anyway? Did I exceed the 1.25 inches? No, inch. 1 inch, perfect. It didn't even struggle, so I would imagine if you can get it in the blades, you'll have no problem. I would assume, in my opinion, they say 1.25 inches, assuming that you're cutting something that maybe not alive. It's like, this is a live branch. I just recently cut it because the branch died. But the wood is still fresh. It's not completely dry. So I would imagine, you know, you probably got about 1.5 inches that you could cut if it was alive and soft and stuff like that. Something that's dry, you probably want to try to avoid cutting something that big, because we've all probably done it. You stick something this big in a pair of loppers or something like that, and you're just, and sometimes you don't even cut it. You got to kind of like bounce on it and jerk it and all that other stuff. So, you know, same thing with this thing. So, you know, if you want to play it on the safe side, just keep it, you know, 1 inch or so. But you could get definitely 1.5 inches in there, I would imagine. Yeah, about 1 3/8 inch. 1 3/8 is about the top. Well, it's the biggest gap. But remember, when you're cutting something out this far, you're dealing with the forces of leverage. Where something out here, it's going to take a lot more force to cut it out here as compared to like down here, where you're closer to the lever. So, you know, just a little common sense. But just rattling on now. So that's it for the extension pole and the DeWalt Pruner here 20-volt series. Thanks for watching, and do some serious trimming. Of course, you've probably seen there's some videos out there, people cutting copper pipe and stuff like that. You know, so. And the blade is replaceable, blah, blah, blah. And I would imagine that you can replace the blade if you damage it, but it is easy to take it apart and sharpen it if you have to. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.